procedure and functions are two different concepts, which are in Pascal, procedure starts with the keyword procedure and functions which will have a result keyword function. So whenever you are declaring a procedure in Pascal, procedure name ABC, then colon, and then whatever be the parameters, that parameters type you have to specify, and my procedure, whatever be the line of code which you are including in this definition. So in Pascal, it will be start with the begin and then end. Okay. So my procedure, there won't be a explicit written statement, whereas in function, again function result keyword, name of the function, for example square, then colon, then again into bracket x colon integer, and my function will return a value. So the return type is there with the functions in Pascal. Okay. So over here we have seen the function body or the procedure body is always enclosed with begin and end statement in Pascal. Whereas in case of a C programming, there is no different concept of procedure. Procedure and functions are same in C programming. It is called as either a procedure or a function, right? So while discussing this thing, the procedure or the functions will be called from the main program in the, so that the control will be transmitted that particular function. So we will see one example, okay, and you have to tell me the things which we have. Now I am using C programming, int main. Over here I am declaring int a comma b comma c. Then I am having the value a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Then I am using a add function. Okay, add a comma b, and then a return statement, for example. And I am going to have this add function. So I am going to have add into bracket int x comma into y, and but obvious in function body of add I am having int r, which indicate a result. R is equal to x plus y, and I am printing the result. Okay, and there is, see, when this function is going to be called, whenever my compiler is going to execute this code, when this particular add line is going to be executed, the control will be transmitted to that particular function definition. Okay, so control will be passed to this particular function definition, and it will execute this line of code. So this function, add function, is not returning anything. So, but obvious over here, nothing will be cached. If you are returning the result from this particular function, we have to assign that value to the variable. That is C is equal to add a comma b. So now tell me, what are the actual parameters and what are the formal parameters in this particular example? Because we discussed about the formal parameter and the actual parameters. Yes, from this particular example, which indicate formal parameter and what indicate the actual parameters कौन से हैं, formal parameters कौन से हैं?
A and B are the actual parameters.
A and B are the actual parameter. In some books, it is referred as original parameter because it is having the original values. Okay, in your program, correct? These are the actual parameters. And what about the formal parameters?
X and Y.
X and Y. So formal parameters are nothing but the parameters or the list of the parameters which are there with your function definition. So my X and Y indicate formal parameters. Very good. Now, so whenever this function call will be executed by my system, so this particular, my main function will be referred as a caller, whereas the call which is on the function definition will be referred as a callee. Okay, caller who is going to give a call, and the actual function definition, which is nothing but, or it is referred as a calling. So these terms will be also referred. So caller who gives a call and the function which is going to be called, that is referred as a calling. Okay. So now whenever we are giving a call or whenever that particular procedure is going to be called, for that there are different methods to give a call to the procedure. So there are different ways like call by value, then call by reference, and the third one is call by value result. So these are the main three methods in order to give a call to the procedure. Okay. So we will see in detail call by value, call by reference, and call by value result things. Now, is my PPT is visible?
Last one. Excuse me, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, what was the last one? Call by value?
Call by value result.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Now just let me know whether my screen is visible or not. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, while calling the procedures or the functions, it is called as a parameter passing and the method. So just now, as I mentioned, there are three different ways or three different methods to give a call to the method or a function. Sorry, give a call to the procedure or a function. So already we talked about what is formal parameter, how the parameters will be passed to the procedure when the procedure is going to be called. So if you remember, I said whenever the procedure, the caller is transferring a call to the procedure definition, it is called as a activation. So, but obvious, if you remember this particular slide, this, when the name occurs, but obvious, it is going to refer to the declaration, that is the scope. When from the declaration, it is going to transmit a control to the actual location of that procedure, that is the definition of that procedure, that will be the procedure activation. And but obvious, the actual execution of that block of statements or the procedure body which indicate the state, because it is going to change or it will hold the different values as the computation will be done during the execution. So scope, activation, and state will be the terms which are going to be used by the procedure or the function execution. Okay. So now we were talking about the different methods of parameter passing while calling the procedure or a function. So already we talked about what is formal parameter, what is the actual parameter. So in this particular case, there is a function foo in which it is returning a square root where it is having at line 5. See over here, if you are going to see, this is foo2, which indicate there is a call to the foo method. So line 5, which is having actual parameter 2 and the formal parameter will be x in this particular case. So as I mentioned, there are different methods or the ways to call the procedure or parameter passing in Pascal. So in Pascal and C, it is going to use the call by value, call by reference. Okay. So if you remember, already we have discussed the swap procedure in the previous lecture also. So we will see while discussing call by value how it will be done, and while doing call by reference what exactly happens. So this code is written, this syntaxes are written by using Pascal programming, but while doing the actual execution we are going to see in the C program. So basically for swap already we have discussed in the previous lecture my x, y, which are nothing but over here, these are the formal parameters, whereas the z will be the local parameter to the swap procedure, and begin and end enclose the procedure body where I am changing. So I am assigning x to the z, then y value will be copied to x, and then z will be copied to y. In this way we have changed, swap the values of the x and y. So we will see what we mean by the call by reference and call by value. So is my screen is visible? Are you able to see the code?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So now we will discuss in detail what we mean by call by value. Then we will discuss call by reference, and then we will go with the call by value result. So see, I have written a add function. We can write also the swap function for you so that it will be easy. Swap a comma b, I will write. So we want to exchange the values of a and b. Okay, now I have to write the actual definition of swap. Swap int, I will take p comma int q, and then the function definition. So in function definition, what I want to do, I want to interchange the values of a and b, right? So what I will do, I will take one variable temp, then temp is equal to x. So I'm copying the value of x into temporary variable, right? Then x is equal to y. So I'm assigning the value of y into x, and then y equal to what value I have to assign? Yes?
Temp.
What will be the value which I want to?
10.
10, correct. So see, now when I'm going to run this code, so see, whenever I'm calling the method add and swap, just have a look and then I will let you know in detail what was the problem. Oh, we have used p and q. So x and y is not recognizing by my compiler. The variables which we have passed, and then q is equal to 10, right? X is not defined previously. For understanding purpose, I have taken the different variable names. So see, when I'm executing this particular code, initially only A, B, which I have used, that are have the static scope, or they are having a static binding. So A will be 50, B will be A will be 20, B will be 50. Now see, when these add line, add A comma B will be executed, immediately the function definition, that is the locations or the memory will be allocated for that particular actual add function declaration. So over here it is having add x, y and result. So x and y, see, my x and y is having a separate locations or separate memory will be allocated for x and y in the add function. Now, so this a and b which are having a value 20, 50, now when it will going to execute my add definition, see what will happen. So these value of a and b, so a will be marked with x, b will be marked with y. So a value 20 will be copied into formal parameter x, and b value will be copied into formal parameter y. So the values are getting copied into these two variables in formal parameter x, y, then it will perform the operation and it will print the result. Now this add function is not returning any value. So but obvious, once this add function execution is over, see what will happen. The memory will be deallocated. Now it will, same way it will do with a swap, that is a and b, which is the actual parameters, they are copied. The actual value, when we are saying call by value, it means the value of the variable actual parameters will be get copied into the formal parameters. So in this case, in swap function, I am having p and q are the formal parameters, and see the values are changed. So immediately, whenever the control is transmitted, when it is procedure is activated, automatically the memory will be allocated for that particular function or that particular procedure. Understood? See, the values are interchanged. right? Now, is it clear?
Ma'am,
Is
can you
that
please
clear?
repeat the deallocation part?
What?
Can you please repeat the deallocation part?
See, I said whenever we are going to, again I will execute and you can see. I said whenever the procedure is going to be called automatically, see, when add line is going to be executed, the system will allocate a separate memory for that add function. And in my add function, I'm having x, y, and result, these three variables which are local to the add function. And whenever this execution is over, see, the memory, the system will deallocate that particular memory. So this, I will just keep in mind, whenever the function is executed, at that time, the memory will be allocated to that particular procedure or that particular function. So once this particular procedure, this add function is over, automatically, see, the add के लिए जो भी memory allocated थी, that is deallocated. Now, if you are again calling the add function, the separate memory will be allocated again. That we can see. So swap. Again, the memory for swap function will be allocated. Yes.
I have a doubt.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
हाँ, बोलो ओजस्वी.
Yeah, I had a doubt that instead of the print statement in add function, what if we write return result? So the memory will not be deallocated, right?
So you mean to say instead of printing the result itself into the add, you want to print it in a main. Am I right?
No, ma'am. I want to write return result in the add function.
Yeah, it means your add function should return a value to the caller.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that way also you can do it. So whenever I will explain you these things on the activation record or activation frame. So depending on what you are writing in your procedure, based on that, whatever be the record in for your activation procedure, or whenever your procedure or function will be activated, some record or some frame will be allocated for that. So you can return. So I will just modify this code. You want me to return the value from add. Am I right? Yes,
Yes.
or no? Return result. So see, whenever you are returning from the function in C, that return type you have to mention with the function, and whenever this call. So now see, my add function is returning a result. So whenever this add function will be called, it is returning a value. So you have to store that value in some variable. So I will write C is equal to add AB. So after execution, it will return the value of result and which will be stored into C. And then you can just have over here print printf what's the result is %d code complete comma and then C. Am I right?
Ma'am,
Yes.
but already in the add function we have written print, so why we are writing it again?
What?
Ma'am, in the add function we have already written print the result. So when
Yeah,
we
but
call that,
sometimes if you want, so depending on the application, if you have printed, but Ojasvi asked me, can we, if I want to print a result into the main, so at that time these changes are required. That is, my add function should return a value, then only it will be accessible in the main function. Is that clear?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
See, you can display the result in add function itself, or if you want that result in the caller program, at that time that function should return that particular value to the caller program. So just have a look so that it will be more clear. So now A, B, C, these three parameters are there. And see, over here, when I'm calling add function, C, which is don't have any value. Now, but after execution, see, formal parameters X and Y are getting the values of A and B, which is 20, 50. Then the result will have a value 70. Now with a written statement, this result will be written to the caller. So but obvious, my C will get the value as 70, C. And now it is printing that value. So I want that result in my main function. So that's why these are the changes which I have to made in my program. That is, my add function should return a value which I am accessing in the main. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So now this is called call by value method. Now if I want to do call by reference, so we will use the same thing, that is swap imperial. So see, when I want to use a call by reference, it means I have to pass a reference of that variable. That is, I'm passing the address of that particular variable. So in order to swap the values, I'm passing the address of A and address of B to the swap function now. So over here, when I'm passing the address, and how the address will be indicated, if you remember in last lecture we have seen ampersand unary operator is indicating a location or address of that particular variable. While as in accessing that particular values in my function, I'm using pointers. So I hope you are able to recollect the pointer concept which we have discussed in the previous lectures. Am I right? Now tell me the code what I have to write for swapping over here. Yes? M is equal to, now what I have to write? Simply P or a pointer P. I want to access the values.
Pointer P.
Can you speak loudly? I'm not able to hear.
Pointer P.
Pointer P, correct, because I want to access the value, not the address. But we will see how this will be done. Pointer P is equal to now pointer Q, and then pointer Q is equal to 10. And see what will happen.
Ma'am, you have not written int temp.
But I'm not catching anything.
Ma'am, there is a space between star and Q
Swap, okay.
in the swap int swap.
Was not, compiler is not recognizing that space. Conflicting type for swap. Okay, so now what I will do, I will make this as comment over here. Actually, there should not be any problem. Actually, it is not able to recognize this. int ही है आपका, correct? Okay, I haven't declared the variable int, but I'm trying to use that. So compiler is saying it is not recognizing by my code. Now see, when I'm running my code, A, B, C, which already we have discussed. So see, when my swap ampersand A and, sorry, this is the add function. After add, now it will go to print and then swap A and B. So see what is happening. Now when swap over here is called with her addresses, see, the pointer, my P and Q are the pointers. So what I told you, with a call by reference. Call by reference is what? It is going to copy the address of the variable. So when I'm calling swap A, ampersand A, comma, ampersand B, it means the address of A and B will be mapped with P and Q pointer variables, right? So now, but obvious, my pointer P is pointing see over here, pointer P is pointing to A, whereas pointer Q is pointing to B. And then it will exchange the values, which will be reflected into A and B also. So see, when I'm changing the value of pointer P into temp, my temp will be copied with 20, and whereas B is copied into Q. So my pointer Q is what? Which is having a value which is pointing to B. So 50 will be copied into A, and but obvious now temp. Temp is what? Having value 20. So 20 will be assigned to the Q. So see what is happening. Observe. The addresses P and Q is holding the address of A and B. It is nothing but the actual values will be getting reflected when we are passing a location of a variable or the address of a variable. So this is call by reference. I hope you are able to see, because my P and Q are a pointer which are pointing to the P is pointing to A, because I have called swap A B. So ampersand A, which is going to have or which will be mapped with pointer P, whereas my pointer Q is pointing to the ampersand B. So that is what it is shown over here, pointer P to A, pointer Q to B, and after interchanging the values will be get swapped. So see, now A become 50, B become 20, because it is accessing the memory location with its addresses. So my pointer concept, which we have already learned, is used over here in order to call by reference in C. So this is call by reference, call by value. I hope this is clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, I will share the PPT and we will see on slides. So call by value, which is going to actually copy the value of actual parameter into formal parameters. For call by reference, it will copy the address or the location of the actual parameter to the formal parameters. Now next is call by value versus call by reference. So now what is happening? So just now if you have checked with the snap function, but obvious, we have seen that the values are changed with the call by reference. That is 50 and 20 will be swapped. So A becomes 20 and B becomes, in our case, we have A is equal to 20 and B is equal to 50. So after call by reference, the values are changed as 50 and 20. That's what we have seen. Yes or no? Agreed? So this is one more example of call by value and call by reference. So swap, which is interchanging the values. So when we have seen, so when we are doing a call by value at that time, the value will be remain 1 and 2, but whereas when it will be call by reference, it is interchanging in the original positions also. So this is the output. In our example, we have taken 20, 50. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. So this is call by value, call by reference. So when I'm saying pass by reference, as I mentioned, it will be accessing the location, whereas with the call by value, it is just passing the value, not the location, and that's why the values won't change in the original program. That value scope, that will be only visible during that particular procedure. Now, then call by value result. Okay, so the third method is call by value result. Now, my call by value result is a combination of, or it is hybrid of call by value on and call by reference. So just now we have seen call by value, call by reference. So my call by value result indicate it's a combination of call by value and call by reference. The data is copied at the callee. Now I told you what is callee and what is caller, right? So data is copied at callee. It means the values are getting copied into the formal parameters. During the call, changes do not affect the actual parameters. Okay. But after the call, the actual value is updated. Meaning is what? Once the program procedure execution is done, the actual value is getting updated. So this call by value and result is also referred as copy in, copy out. Copy in is what? The values are getting copied for your formal parameters when the procedure is going to start execution. And call by reference and my copy out, which indicate once my execution is done, the value is getting updated in the caller program. So that is copy in and copy out. So from procedure, the value will be getting updated once the procedure execution is done. So difference between copy, restore and call by reference shows up if the called procedure has more than one way of accessing a location in activation record of the caller. So what is the activation record? AR. AR referred as an activation record. So if you remember what I said, whenever the procedure is going to be called, the memory will be allocated where it is going to have its local parameters and all that stuff, which I have shown while executing add and swap functions. Okay. So call by value result versus a call by reference. So my call by value result is, I can't show you with the coding because my C compiler is not supporting this particular type of this type of method of parameter calling. So in Pascal, so the example is variable int a. Now procedure foo is there, and over I'm changing the value of x. Okay, so now what I'm doing, a is equal to 1, foo a, and write a is equal, so I'm displaying just a value of a. So now value result, so what it is doing over here, whenever foo a will be called, the control will be transferred to the function definition where my a is copied as a 1. Value of a is what? It is 1 and it is getting copied into x. Now tell me what will be the value of a and x over here. Yes, just check it out and let me know. What do you think? What will be the values over here?
Ma'am, is it 2 and 2?
No. Why it will be 2 and 2?
A will remain 1.
2 and 3.
Ma'am, A will be 2 and X will be 3.
See, what is happening in Pascal, what I said, in C programming, it is not possible to do call by value result because over here, when I'm calling foo function, my a value will be mapped with x. So a will be copied into x, which will be 1. So 1 will be added over here. Sorry. Now, my a will be incremented, that is 1 plus 1, which will be 2, and but obvious the x value, but x is what over here, my x is also going to have a value 1 over here, right? So my 1 will be again incremented. So when I'm saying call by value result, the value will be getting for a, it will be 2. Is that clear? Because in Pascal, call by value result. So when my procedure will be called at that time, it is going to copy in the values. So my a is mapped with x. So that value is getting updated as a 1 and it will increment that value as 1 plus 1. So it will return or it will display the value of A as 2 over here. But when I'm passing with a reference, see, call by reference. So whenever I'm calling this as a reference, the location of A will be copied into X. Now see, when the location will be copied, my X is pointing to A, so A will be incremented with a value 1. So 1 plus 1 and X is also pointing to the same location. So that's why 1 plus 1 will be 2 and 2 plus 1. So with a reference, we are getting the value as 3. And with value result, it will be 2. Is that clear? Yes, is it clear?
Ma'am, how did X become a pointer? Like we didn't even use X as a pointer variable.
No, X is not, we have, see, when we are saying a reference, so for reference in Pascal, there is a VAR reserved keyword. So I have just explained you. See, call by value result. When I'm saying call by value result, it means what? In copy in phase, the value of A will be copied into X. But my X is going to have a value as 1, which is A is equal to 1. So A will be written as value 2 when this procedure foo will get over. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Ma'am, can you repeat again?
See, in Pascal, when we are saying the call by value result, it means this A is equal to A plus 1. So this A is already declared in the main procedure over here. In the main program, A is equal to 1, right? Now, so when I'm calling foo A, this A value, so copy in phase, what it will do, my copy in phase will pass this value which will be mapped with X. Okay? Then
Yes,
it
ma'am.
will increment a value of A. So value of A was 1. So 1 plus 1, it will be 2. At the same time, X is also holding a value of 1. So X is also 1 plus 1, which will be 2. Right? So after it will return from foo, the value of A will be 2. So that 2 will be copied out into A variable. That is my result will be get back or it will be copied back into my column. So A, which is A 1 plus 1 will be getting 2. Understood?
Yes, ma'am, and that value will be the pointer for X, right? So it will be 3. So like 2 plus 1, 3.
See, first value result is cleared.
Yes, ma'am.
Now when we are passing, so when I'm comparing call by value result and call by reference, when I'm calling it with a reference, so when I'm calling with a reference, there will be, the address will be copied into X, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And but obvious when I have just shown you with a call by reference, when the pointer is locating or the same location will be used with a call by reference. So my X is going to pointing to the same location which is pointed by the A. So for that, A will be incremented. So initial value of A was 1. So when it will be executed as A plus 1, it will increment the value as 2. But X is also pointing to the same variable, so same memory location of A. So that's why it will be incremented. So now the value of the X variable which is pointing, so that will be 2 plus 1, which will be, I'm getting the value as 3. That is copy by call by reference. Now I hope this is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just let me check. Just give me a minute. call by value result is not supported in C programming, but this is possible in Pascal, because in Pascal there is a different ways of giving the scope to the variable. So if you remember in the last lecture, I have shown global variable, local variables while explaining the example of a swap function. Am I right? So these are the different ways to give a call to a procedure: call by value, call by reference, and call by value result. So in C, if you want to map it, that is when your function is returning a value, you are copying, or the value will be cached into one variable. In that way, you can map call by value result with a C, but there is no straight away method which will support call by value result in C programming. So call by value result, copy in phase, both the values and locations of the actual parameters are computed, whereas copy out phase, that is after the procedure body is executed, final value of the formal parameter is copied back out to the location computed in a copy in phase. So that's what I have explained you with a foo function: copy in, copy out. Supported parameters in, which indicate the values will be copied out, which is corresponding to just copy out the phase of call by value result, that is it will update the result after execution. In out, which is either it will be a reference parameter or the address, that is in out. So this is the what we can say, the significance of in out and in out variable for the parameter passing methods. Now the same thing, the example which I have just now explained, void foo int x. So argument must be a variable. A will be modified when the copy out phase will be generated. That's what we have seen in the previous example. Now after this, the activation records. Now, so activation record is what? It is nothing but a frame, or a what we can say, a structure which may descriptor. We can say a descriptor which holds some specific information. So my activation record is nothing but the information needed by a single execution of a procedure, which is managed using an activation record or a frame. And this activation record consists of local data or the temporary data, actual parameters, written address, written value, pointer to the caller's activation record, register save for a caller, and non-local data accessing. So my activation record is consisting of all this information. So see, that's why in the program, when I said the procedure is over, see, when we have seen this add is going to be executed, but obvious, in my activation record is what? The control will be transferred from this line to the actual function definition, right? So after function definition, how my system will come to know which next line it has to execute. So next line for execution is return statement. So in my activation record, it is going to store the local variables, formal parameters. So it will store the pointer, return pointer. So return pointer will be what? The address of this particular location. And but obvious, whatever be the base address. So for this particular line, if I'm saying this is a fifth line, when the control will be written after execution of this addition process, the control will be written back to the sixth line. So return pointer will have a value 6, and then, but obvious, it is going to have, so for my add function, it is going to have a formal parameters x, y. Then in this case, I am having a local variable as r. So all this information, the return pointer, that is the return address after completion, where my control will be transferred back. So this is my caller program. So whenever the program will be passing the control to the another procedure, it will be having an activation record for M. At the same time, it will have an activation record for this procedure also. And that's why, if you remember, while executing the thing, I told you that the memory allocated for X, Y, R, so that frame will be shown over here while executing the code. So my activation record, whenever the procedure will be called, so this is my caller program. So on my activation record, this is activation record for M. So it is going to store the state of the parameters. So A, B, and C. So A is having the value 10, so A equal to 10, B is equal to 20. These values, the state of that variables will be stored at the same time return pointer. So return pointer will be what? So once the procedure will be completed, so return address will be 6. So whenever control will be back from 6th line, it has to resume the execution. So all that information is there in my activation record. This frame, so that's why it is called as a frame or a record. Activation record, which will be referred as AR. So that's why return address. Now, if my function is returning any value which we are catching, that will be the return value. Then pointer to the caller's activation record. That is the thing which I had just now shown. And the whatever be the registers. That is, as I said, registers save for caller. That is the value of A, B, all that stuff. It is going to maintain on in a memory. Now, so this is the activation record. So whenever the procedure will be called, my system will maintain a activation record state or the current state of that particular caller program. At activation time, each declaration is bound to a location. So just now, as I said, declaration, it means whatever be the memory location, it is going to be bound to that particular location. Associated with each activation of a procedure is the storage for a variable declared in the procedure. So just now, as I mentioned, the local variables of that procedure that are getting associated. The storage associated with an activation is called a activation record. And in lexically scoped language, 3 bindings are done. So whenever the activation, whenever the procedure is getting called, there are 3 types of bindings will be done. Compile time, that already we said, static binding or the early binding. So compile time, activation time, that is when the control will be passed from the main program to the procedure, that is activation time, and runtime, that is during the execution some binding will be done. So 3 types of binding will be done: compile time, activation time, and runtime. I think it's 10:01, so we will stop because again it will be otherwise. So we will see once the procedure will be called how the program or the activation records will be changed and how it will be represented by using tree structure. That we will cover in the next lecture. So now if anyone is